Why do you feel so broken when someone walks away from your life? You start thinking maybe you were not good enough, maybe you should have tried harder, maybe if you were smarter or prettier or more interesting, they would have stayed. These thoughts haunt you late at night. They drain your energy and make you question your worth. But the truth is, when someone leaves, it is not always about you. Sometimes it is God protecting you from something you cannot see. You only see their smile, their words, their presence, but God sees their heart. He sees the darkness hidden behind their charm. He sees the secret intentions that would one day break your spirit. You think rejection is punishment, but it is actually redirection. It is a divine shield around your destiny. You do not realize how many tears God saves you from when He removes certain people. You do not see the silent battles He fights on your behalf. Some people only come to drain your peace. Some come to plant doubts in your dreams. Some come to poison your confidence with their careless words. God loves you too much to allow that poison to grow. That is why He allows rejection. That is why He ends certain friendships. That is why He closes doors you keep trying to open. It is never because you are unworthy. It is because you are too valuable to be wasted in places that cannot see your light. You must stop fighting for people who keep showing you they do not care. Stop begging for love from hearts that have no space for yours. Stop holding on to hands that keep letting you go. If they truly belonged in your life, God would make a way to keep them. But if He removes them, it is because their chapter in your story is over. And no matter how many times you reread that chapter, it will not change the ending. You will only keep yourself trapped in pain that God is trying to heal you from. Let them go. Trust that God is not depriving you. He is protecting you. He knows your future. He knows what kind of people you need to fulfill your purpose. He knows the ones who will encourage your faith. He knows the ones who will stand beside you when life feels too heavy. He knows the ones who will remind you of your worth when you forget. Do not resist when He removes the wrong people, because every removal is making space for better love, deeper friendships, and stronger peace. Your journey is sacred. Your calling is too important to be delayed by attachments that are not part of God's plan. So lift your head today, dry your tears, know that you have not been rejected, you have been redirected. You have not been abandoned, you have been protected. You have not been left behind, you have been positioned for something greater. Trust Him. He will show you who truly belongs in your life. How do you know who truly belongs in your life? It is not always about who makes you laugh or who spends the most time with you. It is about who brings peace to your spirit, who calms your fears with their presence alone, who sees your silent battles and stands beside you without needing to be asked. The ones who belong are those who never make you feel like you are too much. They never ask you to shrink your light to make them comfortable. They celebrate your dreams even when they don't understand them. They don't compete with your growth because they are secure in their own journey. Their love feels safe. Their energy feels calm. Their words build you rather than break you. Pay attention to how you feel around people. Your spirit always knows who is genuine. It senses hidden envy behind empty compliments. It senses secret judgments behind polite smiles. The ones who belong will never let your insecurities become weapons against you. They will never use your weaknesses to control you. They will stand guard over your secrets like sacred treasures. You don't have to beg them to stay. You don't have to prove your worth to earn their loyalty. They see your worth naturally because their eyes are guided by love, not ego. These are the people God sends as gifts into your life. They are the answers to prayers you whispered on lonely nights. They are the voices of faith that drown out your fears. They are the reminders that you are not alone in your battles. When you find these people, cherish them, protect their presence in your life, nurture the bond with prayer, respect, and truth. Do not waste time chasing those who make you feel unworthy. Let go of relationships that drain your peace just because you fear loneliness. Loneliness with God is better than togetherness with people who break your spirit. He will never leave you empty. When you release what is not meant for you, He brings what is meant to strengthen you. So today, look around your life. Who supports your dreams without jealousy? Who corrects you with love instead of shaming you? Who celebrates your progress without secretly hoping you fail? These are signs. These are revelations. God does not want confusion in your relationships. His blessings add no sorrow to your life. When someone truly belongs, there is clarity, there is honor, there is peace. Choose relationships that reflect His love, not your wounds. Choose connections that water your purpose, not your fears. Choose people who draw you closer to His light, not deeper into your darkness. Your circle matters more than you realize, because who you walk with determines how far you go. Release what is false so you can receive what is true, and trust that God will always show you who truly belongs in your life. All you need to do is listen to His voice within you and have the courage to follow it without looking back. Letting go of someone you love feels like tearing your heart apart. You keep replaying every moment, every conversation, every promise they made and broke. Your mind searches for reasons, wondering if it was your fault. You question your worth because their absence leaves an emptiness that feels impossible to fill. But holding on to people who no longer belong in your life only deepens your pain. It keeps your spirit chained to the past. You cannot walk into the future God has prepared while clinging to hands He has already released. Letting go is not about forgetting them. It is about choosing yourself, your peace, and your healing. It is about accepting that some people are only meant to be chapters, not your entire story. They came to teach you something. They came to show you what love is, what trust is, what betrayal feels like, and what forgiveness requires. They shaped you, even if they hurt you, but now God is calling you to release them, not with anger, but with love. Bitterness will poison your spirit. It will cloud your vision and keep you trapped in cycles of resentment. Forgiveness is not saying what they did was okay. Forgiveness is saying you will not let what they did control your life anymore. When you forgive, you free yourself. You allow your heart to breathe again. You make space for peace to enter. You open doors for new, healthier relationships to come. You allow God to restore what was broken within you. Pray for those who hurt you. Pray for those who left you without explanation. Pray for those who lied to you and betrayed your trust. Your prayers are not for them, they are for you. Because when you bless those who hurt you, you rise above their actions. You step into a higher level of spiritual maturity. You prove to yourself that your heart is stronger than the pain. God sees your tears. He knows how heavy this release feels, but He also knows the joy waiting for you on the other side. You will smile again. You will trust again. You will love again, but deeper and wiser. Letting go is an act of faith. It is telling God, I trust your plan more than I trust my attachment. I believe you have better prepared for me. I choose peace over pain. I choose freedom over chains. I choose purpose over memories. When you release what is not meant for you, you step into alignment with what is divinely yours. Do not fear the emptiness that letting go creates. It is only empty for a season. Soon it will be filled with blessings beyond what you can imagine. You will look back and realize that what felt like loss was actually the greatest protection and preparation of your life. Let them go with love, bless them silently, and walk forward knowing that God will always show you who truly belongs in your life, and He will give you the strength to release what doesn't without bitterness in your soul. Have you ever noticed how heavy your heart feels when you keep people in your life out of fear rather than faith? You hold on because you think you will never find better. You tolerate disrespect because you think love means enduring pain. You silence your needs because you think asking for respect is asking for too much. But deep down, your soul knows you deserve more. Your spirit knows you were created for love that heals, not wounds. Every time you accept less than you deserve, you betray the beauty within you. You silence the truth that God placed in your heart. You are not here to be half, loved or conditionally accepted. You are not here to prove your worth to those who are blind to your light. You are here to stand strong in your truth, anchored in the knowing that God will never leave you empty. When you hold on to the wrong people, you block the blessings waiting to enter. Imagine standing at a closed door, knocking endlessly, crying for someone to open it, while behind you is an open gate leading to peace and love beyond your understanding. You keep your eyes fixed on what you lost and miss what is already yours. God is trying to turn your heart away from what drains you so you can finally see what restores you. But to see it, you must have courage, courage to be alone for a season, courage to sit with your pain without numbing it with temporary attachments. Courage to rise each morning and choose hope when your heart feels empty. This courage is built through faith. Faith that whispers to your soul, this loneliness is not punishment, it is preparation. This emptiness is not failure, it is clearing space for abundance. God removes people not to break you but to build you. He knows the hidden conversations that mock your dreams. He knows the silent judgments behind polite smiles. He knows the envy disguised as support. He knows who claps when you rise and who secretly hopes you fall. You may think you can discern people's hearts, but only God sees the deepest intentions. Trust Him when He shows you someone's truth. Even when it hurts, even when it leaves you alone, trust Him, because the pain of obedience is always lighter than the pain of regret. Let Him lead your relationships. Let Him choose your circle. Let Him bring those who will speak life into your purpose, those who will hold your hands in prayer when your faith feels weak, those who will protect your name in rooms you never enter. Do not settle for friendships that keep you small. Do not settle for love that breaks your spirit. Do not settle for company that steals your peace. You are worth more. You were created for divine connections that water your soul and push you deeper into God's purpose. Release what is blocking your blessings. Trust Him completely. He will always show you who truly belongs in your life, and when He does, you will feel a peace that no loss could ever replace. Do you realize how powerful your life becomes when you finally trust God to guide your relationships? You no longer waste energy chasing approval from people who do not value your heart. You no longer mold yourself to fit their expectations just to keep their presence. You start showing up as your true self, unafraid of who will stay and who will walk away. Because when God reveals who belongs in your life, you stand in unshakable confidence, knowing what is meant for you will never leave you. This freedom changes everything. It frees your mind from anxiety, wondering what others think of you. It frees your heart from the fear of being alone. It frees your spirit to grow, unbound by the limitations of others' opinions. You begin to realize that rejection is a blessing, betrayal is revelation, and loneliness is an invitation to deeper intimacy with God. Every time someone walks away, you understand that their departure is a divine alignment for your next season. You start embracing solitude with peace because you know God never removes without replacing. He never takes away without restoring in greater measure. You stop asking why they left and start thanking God they did, because if they truly belonged in your life, their presence would bring peace instead of confusion, love instead of pain, strength instead of doubt. The people who belong will never force you to question your worth. They will remind you of it every day with their consistency, honesty, and love. They will speak life into your dreams, even the ones you are too afraid to voice. They will honor your vulnerability instead of using it against you. They will protect your name even when you are not around. These are God-sent connections. They are rare, but they exist. To receive them, you must first create space by letting go of what keeps you heavy. Do not fear the process of pruning. When God prunes relationships, it may feel painful, but it is always purposeful. Just as a gardener cuts away dead branches to allow the tree to grow stronger and bear fruit, God removes what blocks your growth. He sees the future you cannot see. He knows who will harm your purpose. He knows who will water your potential. Trust His wisdom. Do not resist His hand when He takes people away. Lift your eyes and say, I surrender this relationship to you. Replace it with what is aligned with your plan for my life. Fill this empty space with your peace and your chosen people. When you pray this way, you open doors to divine connections that transform your journey. You begin walking in purpose without fear of who will support you, because you know God is your greatest ally, and whoever He sends into your life will multiply your peace, not steal it. They will add to your faith, not weaken it. Trust Him deeply. He will always show you who truly belongs in your life, and He will give you the courage to let go of what doesn't with grace and quiet strength. Have you ever felt your soul whisper that someone is not good for you, yet you kept holding on? You silenced that inner voice because you feared their absence more than you valued your peace. You convinced yourself that their presence was better than their loss, even though every encounter left you feeling drained, insecure, or unseen. But deep within, your spirit knew the truth. God speaks to you through intuition, through unease in your chest, through the heaviness that rises when you think about them. He gives you signals, but your fear blinds you to his wisdom. The fear of loneliness can lead you to keep people who were only meant to pass through your life, not settle within it. When you ignore the signs, you create spiritual resistance. You delay blessings that require an empty, open space to enter. You keep your arms full of what drains you and wonder why you feel empty. God cannot pour new wine into old wineskins. He cannot give you divine connections if you are still clinging to those who dishonor your heart. Trusting him means releasing your grip on what you want and surrendering to what you need. What you need is peace. What you need is respect. What you need is love that makes you feel safe. What you need is support that does not come with conditions. These needs are not burdensome or selfish. They are sacred. They are reflections of your worth. You are not asking for too much. You are asking the wrong people. The right ones will honor your needs without shaming you. They will rise to meet your standards without feeling threatened. They will see your strength and respect it rather than try to break it. They will hear your silence and know your heart is tired. These people exist, and God knows exactly where they are. When you finally let go of what is not aligned, you give him permission to lead them to you. Until then, he waits patiently for you to choose your peace over your fears. Choosing peace is not weakness. It is the highest form of strength. It is saying, I love myself enough to walk away from what breaks me. It is saying, I trust God enough to be alone until he sends who is meant for me. It is saying, I will not shrink to be loved. I will stand in my truth and trust that who is meant for me will honor my light. When you choose peace, your life transforms, anxiety leaves, confusion fades, loneliness turns into sacred solitude where your spirit heals and your mind finds clarity. You start hearing God's voice again because the noise of unhealthy attachments no longer drowns him out. He will guide you to people who multiply your purpose, who water your spirit, who protect your heart as though it were their own. Trust him. He will always show you who truly belongs in your life. And when he does, you will realize their love feels like home after years of wandering through empty rooms. There comes a moment when you finally become tired of carrying what was never meant for you. You wake up and feel a heaviness that words cannot explain. It is the weight of silent disappointments, unmet expectations, and hidden tears. It is the heaviness of pretending to be okay with treatment that breaks your spirit a little more each day. In that quiet moment, your soul whispers the truth you have ignored for too long. You are not here to suffer in the name of love, friendship, or loyalty. You are here to grow in love that heals, friendships that empower, and loyalty that protects your peace. Every time you ignore this truth, you betray your own heart. You teach yourself to settle for what wounds you instead of fighting for what nurtures you. But your spirit was never designed for that. You were created with light so bright that it unsettles those who live in darkness. Some will see your light and honor it. Others will see it and seek to dim it because they cannot handle its truth. Let them leave. Let them distance themselves when your authenticity becomes too heavy for their comfort. You are not responsible for shrinking to keep them close. You are responsible for protecting the sacredness of who you are becoming. When God starts revealing the truth about people, it is a sign that your spirit is outgrowing the place you were once comfortable. It is a sign that new seasons are calling your name. Holding on to people who dishonor your growth keeps you chained to the level God is trying to elevate you from. Trust that when people walk away, they are not rejecting you. They are making room for what is aligned with your destiny. They are showing you that your journey requires a higher frequency of connection. It requires people who are brave enough to hold your truth without insecurity. It requires souls who will stand beside you, not above you or behind you, but with you through every shift and storm. God knows who these people are. He knows their hearts, their intentions, their secret prayers, and their silent strength. He will align your path with theirs at the perfect time. Until then, release what makes your spirit weary. Release the desire to convince people to stay. Release the fear of being misunderstood. Release the need to explain your worth. You do not need to prove your value to anyone who truly sees you. Your peace will teach them louder than your words ever could. Stand firm in your truth. Walk boldly in your purpose. Honor the wisdom God placed in your soul. He will always guide you to those who belong in your life. Their presence will not feel like resistance or confusion. Their presence will feel like calm after chaos, like truth after lies, like love after pain. Trust him, he will never take away without giving you something greater. He will always show you who truly belongs in your life, and when he does, you will finally feel free to be all of who you are without fear. There is a silent strength within you that awakens when you finally surrender your relationships to God's hands. It is the strength that whispers, "I will no longer chase what is running from me. I will no longer beg to be loved by those who do not know how to love." It is the quiet courage to stand in your truth, knowing that your worth is not determined by who stays or who leaves. When you reach this place, your soul exhales for the first time in years. You begin to understand that losing people is not the end of your story. It is the unfolding of your destiny. You realize that their absence does not diminish your value. It simply reveals that their chapter in your life has ended. Every departure creates space for something greater to enter. When you let go of what is not aligned, you open the door for connections rooted in purpose, love, and divine timing. You will find that the people God sends are different. Their presence will not demand your silence. Their love will not ask you to hide parts of who you are to feel accepted. They will see your light and feel inspired, not intimidated. They will hear your truth and honor it, not twist it against you. They will recognize your wounds and choose to stand beside you, not use them to control you. These people will feel like prayer answered after years of silent cries in the night. They will feel like calm after a lifetime of storms. You will no longer doubt your worth in their presence. You will feel safe to grow without fear of outgrowing them. This is what God desires for you. But to receive it, you must release the illusion that you can change people's hearts. You cannot force someone to be ready for what you carry. You cannot convince someone to value what they do not understand. You cannot make someone love you deeply when their spirit is closed off to true intimacy. Your only responsibility is to honor your truth and trust God with the outcome. Trust that He sees what you cannot. Trust that He knows the hidden conversations, the silent intentions, the secret battles within their hearts. When He removes someone, do not resist it. Do not cling to what is leaving. Instead, lift your hands in surrender and whisper, "I trust you, God." Replace this pain with peace. Replace this emptiness with purpose. Replace this loss with love that is meant for me. Every time you pray this way, you declare to your spirit that your faith is greater than your fear. You teach your heart to rely on God, not people. You teach your soul to find peace in His plans, not in temporary attachments. And in this quiet surrender, you become unshakable. You stand rooted in love, anchored in faith, free to grow into the person you were always meant to be. God will always show you who truly belongs in your life, and when He does, you will never have to question their place in your heart. There is a deep relief that comes when you no longer feel the need to fight for a place in someone's life. It is like finally putting down heavy bags you have carried for so long that you forgot what it feels like to stand tall. You realize that your worth is not tied to anyone's choice to stay. Your value is not defined by their ability to recognize your light. It is defined by the one who created you with purpose, intention, and love. You begin to understand that rejection is not always cruelty. Sometimes it is protection. Sometimes God allows someone's heart to close toward you so that you do not remain bound to a path that is not yours. Sometimes He lets their actions break your illusions so you can see their true nature without the fog of attachment. This clarity may hurt, but it frees you. It frees you to walk away without regret. It frees you to love yourself without condition. It frees you to stop trying to be everything for everyone. It frees you to become who you were created to be without permission or approval. When you accept this truth, your energy shifts. You no longer operate from desperation. You begin to carry yourself with quiet dignity, knowing that what is meant for you will stay. What is aligned with your purpose will remain. What is written in your destiny cannot be taken away by human choices. This is where true confidence is born. Confidence is not loud arrogance, it is silent knowing. It is the calm awareness that you are enough with or without their validation. It is the strength to love deeply without attachment. to give fully without expectation, to release gently without resentment, because your spirit understands that everything that leaves creates room for something greater. It creates space for peace to return to your heart. It creates space for love to enter that does not come with confusion or fear. It creates space for growth without feeling guilty for evolving beyond what others can handle. God sees the quiet sacrifices you have made. He sees the tears you cry in secret. He sees the silent battles within your heart as you choose to let go. And He promises that nothing you release for the sake of your peace will ever return void. He will always replace it with something more aligned, more loving, more worthy of the light you carry. Trust Him with your relationships. Trust Him with your friendships. Trust Him with your dreams. He knows the desires of your heart better than you do. He knows who will nurture your purpose and who will destroy it. He knows who will water your soul and who will drain it dry. When He reveals who truly belongs in your life, you will feel peace deeper than anything you have ever known. You will no longer feel the need to question or chase. You will stand in stillness, knowing that divine love never needs to be forced. It simply flows where it is meant to flow.